In this lesson, we are going to use completing the square to put sideways parabolas in vertex form. So number 3, you'll notice, looks really weird, I think, and it kind of seems really confusing when you start. But I wanted to give you one like this so you'd have it in your notes, because sometimes they will mix up your variables a little bit like this. So I would start by adding y squared to both sides. So we have 4x equals y squared plus 2y plus 13. What you're going to do is, you know that it's a sideways parabola when you have y squared and not x squared. That's how you're looking at it. So I'm looking at that right now, and we see that we have a sideways parabola. So to do completing the square, I'm going to minus 13, so I'm going to move that constant over. And I'd have 4x minus 13 plus blank equals y squared plus 2y plus blank. Remember, your blank is b over 2 squared, so we'd have 1 squared, which is 1. So I put a 1 in both blanks. I then have 4x minus 12 equals, we can go ahead and factor this. Factors of 1 when added together make 2, are 1 and 1. I'm going to kind of move my work over here so I get out of the way. So I have 4x minus 12 equals y plus 1 quantity squared. I'm going to go ahead and add 12 to both sides. So I have 4x equals y plus 1 quantity squared plus 12. This 4x here seems a little confusing, but what I have to do is actually divide everything by 4. So we would have x equals, and remember there's a 1 here, so this is my a value here. That's what this is going to become. So I'm going to write 1/4 times y plus 1 quantity squared plus 3. And here's vertex form. So remember, my h and k are here. H, k, and this is my a value. So I would say that my vertex is 3, -1. My axis of symmetry is that horizontal line that cuts that parabola in half. So it's y equals -1. And I would say my direction, it's asking me, does it open to the right or the left? Well, since my a value is 1/4, that tells me it's positive and it opens to the right. The last one we're going to do as a video lesson is set up pretty similar. You'll notice that we have a y squared again, so I'm going to minus that y squared from both sides. I have x equals -y squared plus 4y minus 1. So I'm going to move that constant over. X plus 1 plus blank equals, and remember, when I have a number here, I've got to take that out. So I have -1 times y squared minus 4y plus blank. To find out what goes in that blank, I take my b value, divide it by 2, and square it. So I'd have -2 squared, which gives me a 4. -1 times 4 is -4. So I would have x minus 3 equals -1, and then I'm going to go ahead and factor this. Factors of 4, when added together, make -4. It would be -2, -2. And then I'd add 3 to both sides. So I have, I'm just going to bring this over here. X equals -1 times y minus 2 squared plus 3. Remember, this is my a, this is my h here, and this is my k, because we're doing sideways. So I have a vertex of 3, 2. My axis of symmetry would be y equals 2. And then my direction of opening, oops. One too many, sorry. My direction of opening, because my a value is -1, I open to the left. We'll do more of these in class tomorrow, but this will give you a good little start to how to do these.